Good, Schwartz. Good, man. How you doing up there?
Blessed, man. Blessed.
Good.
Good weather we got going on.
Good, man. We do have some good weather. For those of you joining us today, we have a media blitz going on today. We have a couple of our TMBT pros that we'll be talking to today to get ready for our RVA Live, TMBT RVA Live event here in Richmond, Virginia. Today, we're blessed to have Schwarzen Precil. How you doing up there, brother? How you hanging in there, man? Getting ready and preparing for my event. How's everything going in New York City?
Yeah, no, absolutely. I'm taking a little trip. I'm up here in Buffalo. I'm originally from Staten Island, New York. I'm actually right outside the gym right now when you call. Right outside the gym, I do my daily workout, my twice a day, my 2 a days, staying ready, so.
Good, man. That's a good thing. And that's a good thing. You and I have been talking, and you are a very active young man. You're a very active young man in your community. I see you doing a lot to promote and to help the youth. I see you coaching. I also see you trying to reach out to the youth with your words about becoming an author. So we're going to talk a little bit today about who Schwarzen Precil is, and we'll let you tell our listeners who you are and to kind of put two and two together to try to figure out who this young man is, this very educated international professional basketball player. And sometimes, unfortunately, those words don't go together. African-American professional basketball player, what have you. Sometimes those words don't go together. It's unfortunate. So talk to us a little bit, Schwartz, about growing up in New York City and loving the game of basketball.
Absolutely. Well, I'm from the Mecca, born in Brooklyn, raised in Staten Island, Shaolin Island. And so, growing up in New York City, basketball is the thing. It's basketball, football. But, I played 3 years in high school and was being recruited to a small liberal arts school in northern Michigan to go away to college. And that's why I played 3 years of basketball. I was able to, play against a lot of top Division II schools, Michigan Tech, Lake Superior State University. So I was able to see where I was at, how I measure up against Midwest players and everything. Mm-hmm. After I played 3 years there, I ended up traveling to Finland. Got an offer out there, played a season out there, and then came back to the States, played some semi-pro here. And then and that was back in between, 2012, 2016, 2017, when I played semi-pro here in the States, and then went over to Spain. Things didn't work out in Spain, so I ended up coming back. And then that's when I signed with TMBT, was able to, move my professional career forward, So, basketball is something I've always been passionate about. My mother was a soccer player, and so athletics is in my blood.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. But it's you make it sound easy. It's not an easy process. Of course, you and I know this now because we've finished that first year, and to make that adjustment from college to pro basketball is sometimes not easy. The lifestyle is different. The dedication is different. The diet is different. Talk to us a little bit, and I'm using it for motivational purposes, hoping that some of our young men are listening. Talk to us a little bit about how you made the jump mentally as well as physically. Talk to us about how you made that jump.
You hear me?
Sorry, Schwartz, can you hear me, brother? Schwartz, can you hear me now, brother? Schwartz, how about now? Can you hear me?
Hello?
Schwartz, how about now, brother? Can you hear me? Good, man. Good.
Yeah. To talk more about the process, and I mean, in high school, we had one of the best records in school history. On myself. Can you hear me?
Yeah, huh? Mm-hmm.
You can hear me?
Yep.
Okay, yeah. So in college, the 1% go to college to play, sports. And so I had to really try to separate myself from other players who wanted to play. So I was a gym rat at 18 years old. And so I ended up gaining an extra 15 pounds easy. I was always in the weight room. And so it wasn't about until my second or third year of college where I was like, maybe I can, play basketball or play professional. I want to play professional basketball, not maybe.
I do want to be a professional basketball player. Competing up against high-level Division I talent. I just stay in the gym. I'm not, I'm 6 foot, 175 right now. Mm-hmm. And so in order to separate myself, I knew I had to, take on that Mamba mentality, work every single day, twice a day, hook up with a trainer, and then working on my ball handling. Everybody from New York City who's on this, even the 6'4" guys, they got handles.
Right.
So I had to work on my handles a lot. I had to put in 8-hour days on just basketball alone, outside of class in college, and that's kind of what I knew was going to be my golden ticket. It was going to be the thing that separated me. A lot of guys got a lot of flash in that game. I'm fundamentally sound when it comes to me. So it ended up doing me right. I ended up averaging about 23 points my rookie year. One of the highest scoring international players in Central Finland. And that's when I knew this game I had longevity in this game because I wasn't just somebody who wanted to be one and done. I wanted to continue a professional career.
Right. And that's important, man. It takes, as you and I know now, it takes a positive support system as well. You can't do it by yourself. You have to have parents and family members, brothers and sisters and friends that understand the sacrifices that you're trying to make and kind of push you towards that. You don't need anyone that you come in contact with that is counterproductive. Because one person that comes by and says, "Hey, Schwartz, let's go to see some girls instead of going to the gym." That one day throws off your whole routine. So you really don't want that as far as your crowd that you hang out with. You really want a positive crowd, and you really want a crowd that's a basketball crowd to understand what you're trying to do. And it's not for everyone, right? So it's not for everyone to understand what you're trying to do. That's not what it's about. As long as you understand and you're doing it and you excited about what you're doing. I think that's what it's all about. I heard you talk about 2 years ago you came aboard. What were you doing as far as traveling, and who was helping with your pro career before you joined our TMBT family?
Yeah, I was pretty much a free agent. I went to different camps. I ended up getting signed from a camp that I went to, like a tryout that I went to. That's how I got signed to the Semi-Pro League, or NABL, in Grand Rapids, Michigan. That's when I moved there. And so I ended up going to another camp in Europe that ended up not working out. And so I was just staying ready, staying trained. After that didn't work out, I came back to the States, ended up going to Buffalo, recouping, get my personal life together, and staying in the gym. Even when I didn't have a deal, I stayed in the gym. I always managed to, find a basketball court, find the LA Fitness, find something that keeps me active so I can be, so I can be ready for when it is time for me to go back to being signed with the team.
Right.
And so when I joined TMBT, I was working at LA Fitness, and then I had, been involved in the Boys and Girls Club, which is where I was like, it's time to tell my story. It's time to let other people know, kids from low, opportunity backgrounds, let them know, you can make it out. You have a story to tell. It's more than just, life is more than just, playing sports and doing what, if you got some character, show it, and you could be somebody. So that's my whole, message is about. That's when it ended up, turning into a book. People started asking me questions about my journey, because it wasn't an easy journey, traveling to foster care and things like that. So I ended up telling my story, and, thank God, I was able to, get some real movement in 2019 with the book sales and everything.
Right. Well, that's the beautiful part about, I think, what you're trying to do and who you are is that you're trying to get there yourself, but you are also trying to pull some young people up with you as you climb yourself. You're still waiting to get your first deal, but Yet and still you're still finding time, and that's not normal for a young guy. I have to be honest. When I was your age, I didn't realize that I could do multiple things. I was so focused on basketball that I didn't realize that I could do things in the off season, or I could do things just by not being here. And so that's the beauty of what I think you're doing, is you're understanding the power of the pro basketball player. Is that, thank goodness, we have that effect on kids, or can have that effect on kids, where you can change a life, or you can reroute a life. I'm sure in a big city like yours, or big state like yours, basketball is one of the many things that a youth can get into. We won't even talk about the street life or the negative things, but there's so many positive things in New York State, city, when you think of culture and diversity. Talk about how that made you who you are today. I'm sure being from New York City maybe inspired you to want to become an author, or want to become a activist in your community.
Yeah, it really wasn't until college. I feel like, because growing up, the culture is, it's hip hop, it's sports and things like that. It wasn't until college that I realized I had a voice, and I had to do other things outside my comfort zone. I know it seems like I'm, well put together now, but I took a process in college where, I gave my life to God, and I started speaking life into myself and to other people. I started doing community activism in college, being president of the Black Student Union, getting involved in student government. Mm-hmm. So, New York City was all about ball, it was all about hooping, it was all about hip hop and things like that,
Right.
And so being exposed to, other black men on the college campus, other things on campus, I'm like, let me give this a try. Because I didn't know about college basketball, but I was just trying to, figure myself out, just trying to figure out what I wanted to do. And so during that year, I was exploring other things and realized I had a passion for not just speaking, but also for writing, for leadership, for ministry, for those things of that nature. So, but I ended up going back to basketball because that was my first love. That was the thing that I believe God wanted me to use to continue to, move forward. Basketball brought me, to many countries. Not out the kids, on a daily basis, to be exposed to not just other countries, but other cultures within their own community.
Right.
I think that's one of the best things about it.
Right. And that's one of the big things that, I don't care how old you are, we have a duty. It's our duty as older men, 20s, 50s, and what have you, to give back to the youth. So it's our duty. It's something that we are supposed to do, something that we need to do more of. And I wish we had more people like yourself giving back to your community, young men that were into building their community up rather than tearing down their community or tearing down our community. I don't think it has a color on it. It's just about generations and the way people were brought up to see life, right? So it's a generational thing. It's not your fault. It's not my fault. I think it's just the way things have progressed to how we are today in 2021, right? Any pet projects that you want to talk about in your community that you're part of, being that you're a community activist? What's dear to your heart with kids that you come across or that you deal with? What's dear to your heart right now? Anything in particular that you want to shout out your kids or kids you're coaching right now?
Yeah, most recently, I just did a 90-day program for my Precil Skills Academy, where I partnered with the Boys and Girls Club, and they allowed me to use our facility to do mentorship. I'm a CEO of Hero Leadership Group, which is a mentorship program. See, the thing about growing up in low economic communities, sometimes you don't have access to positive role models. I knew once I went away to college and got back to my home city, I'm like, we need more role models.
Right.
We need more individuals who we're going to lead by example. Not just talk the talk, but lead by example. Can you come back
and empower others to show that, they can be the best version of themselves, regardless of what kind of background they came through. Because, unfortunately, a lot of, kids, we go through trauma. They go through trauma,
right.
things like that. And basketball is a tool. Like, it's not the end-all, be-all. It's a tool to use that to be the best version of yourself. If you can do that through soccer, go ahead, do that through soccer. If you can do that through art, you're going to do that through art. But for me, it's for basketball. It's what allowed me to build character. It's what allowed me to have successful behavior.
Right.
It's allowed me to have a positive mindset. And so as of now, I still do the mentorship program. A lot of my kids are in season right now. And so they text me every day about how they're doing in practice, what's the difference between their coach right now and me as a trainer, and what they look to me for, what kind of advice, what happens when they have good games, what happens when they have bad games. One kid texted me last night, shout out to Dan, about his knee hurting. His knee ended up, having a real bad knee. I have a bad, I had a bad knee. And, just having a conversation with that, but giving him access to someone who played college basketball, who played internationally. Right. They need that support. Because unfortunately, not everyone has access to that support. And I'm here to help them be one of those support beings that help them get to that next level.
Right. Hey, man, you are to be commended, man. We know a lot of young men. It doesn't make a difference where you are or what your surroundings. I think that today, with the internet and programs and the reach that people have, you can reach out to more kids. Thank goodness that technology has allowed me to reach out to you in New York and giving you the chance to join our family. And now you participate, even though we haven't had a chance to travel overseas, or we'll be having our next event coming up on the 20th of this month. You communicate with us, and we communicate with you through social media, but Skype and Instagram, and it kind of gives, it really makes me feel good to know that I'm giving my young men something that mentally stimulates their mind, something to mentally look forward to, because when you are a pro basketball player and you're working out, it's not easy just to work, and without seeing the final destination, right? What am I working for? So for a year, I think we've been waiting a year to kind of get back to work and kind of get back to what we're doing. You've been working out for a year plus, just waiting for the chance for us to be able to have an event with the pandemic. So it's a testament to all of our guys and their mental fortitude. It's a testament to what guys are doing and what guys are focused on, right? And that's not easy, especially with so many distractions in the world, whether they be political or whether they be family or whether they be financial. You can turn on CNN or MSNBC and find a distraction if that's what you're really looking for. So very proud of you for that, man. Very proud. Talk to me a little bit about what you've been doing personally, physically and mentally, to prepare for our TMBT Combine coming up here in Richmond, Virginia. I'm just trying to get ready, knowing that we're going to be live streaming the event, and that the ebb and flow of our event really will determine on who gets jobs. What are you doing extra to prepare for our event here on March 20th?
Well, I'm sticking to my routine. That's one thing. I'm not changing it up too much. For me, this is what works for me. I get up at 5 o'clock. I do my prayer. I spend my hour with God. Then I hit the gym. I hit the gym from 6 to 7. That's what I've been doing. That's where I know I can be the best version of myself. So for me to prepare for what's coming next week, I know I put in the hours that I need to in order to secure that I'm gonna get that job. I'm gonna get that spot. I'm gonna have that job.
Right.
And so then I take a little rest. I do a little, a little Uber in, little Uber Eats and things like that to keep some money in my pocket until it's time for me to depart. But in my mind, I know since this is not my first rodeo. I've done this before. So I know what to do to separate myself. I stay in shape. A lot of guys, the thing is, when you come to combines, we go to camps, dudes don't be in shape. You got to stay in shape all the time. Like you said, we've been preparing for a year.
Right. So it's no reason not to be in shape, correct? You and I.
What to work in one day.
Right. There's
no reason. Right. And
no reason.
Yeah, I went to I went to an open gym yesterday actually, and I was going pretty hard. And this one guy said, "Man, you playing right now like you're getting paid?" And I said, "You have no idea, brother.
No idea. No idea. And you don't have the time to explain it to him. And you don't have the time to explain it to him. So thank you, brother. Hey, you know what? That's actually a compliment. What he said to you. To me, that's a compliment. That's actually a compliment. What he said to you, that's a compliment. Tell him thank you, because if that makes any sense, what I'm saying. Yes, I'm trying to play like I'm trying to get paid. So you have to prepare for what you're trying to do. So you are having to prepare like you are trying to get paid. So it's actually a compliment. You thank him. Next time you see him, you thank him because he complimented you. Don't know if he meant to, but he did. That works out either way. But yeah, sometimes people don't mean to compliment you. They say something stupid out of their mouth, but I've wind up taking it as a compliment because, it's a long story. Just some knowledge, man, things that you learn. People not going to always understand your journey or your plight or what you're trying to do. So you can't expect an uncle who's 50 to understand that you're trying to play professional international basketball. And he was, and your uncle was a lawyer. So you can expect him to understand what it takes or is to be a professional basketball player. So sometimes you can, all depending on the love that you have for that person, and the more love you have for that person, the more you're willing to explain who you are and what you're trying to do. But if it's just somebody out on the street that you'll never see again, there's no need in wasting your breath because, so you and I talk a lot. Talk to me a little bit about the author thing. The author at such a young age. Wow, to write your first book at such a young age. What does that come from? What motivates you to share knowledge with people in a written form at such a young age?
Yeah, the book came out in 2019, about a year and a half ago. Mm-hmm. And it was a process of just letting my voice be heard.
Right.
Like I said, I grew up in foster care as a foster youth. I didn't feel like I had much of a voice. And now that I'm mentoring foster kids, I'm mentoring kids who don't come from not just a one-parent background, but a two-parent background. They feel like, they feel inadequate. They feel like no one believes in them. They feel voiceless. They feel unheard. They want to speak. They feel unexpressive.
Right.
And so being around them and just, I've been mentoring youth since I graduated college for the last 4 or 5 years. Mm-hmm. And so just being able to speak to them every day about, we have similar struggles. But moving past that to see, the good in the bad, to be able to see past the downfall, to see past the trauma, be able to see past all that, so you can get to where you want to go to. You still have dreams, you still have goals. Just because you come from a certain background, that does not mean it's not possible.
Right.
So I use that.
That's the key.
Platform to create.
That's the key right there.
Hope.
Repeat that, young man. Repeat that again, so that those listening or those that will be listening can understand what you're saying. Please repeat what you just said.
Okay. So to inspire hope.
Right. Inspire hope.
To use it as a platform. Yeah. To use that as a platform to inspire hope. Faith, hope, and love. And for me, I think hope is a strong thing. It's like I may not have all the pieces together. I don't have all of it all together, but I have hope and I have my faith.
Right.
And that's going to carry me to where I need to go to when you have faith in God.
Right. Sometimes that's all you need is to have faith in what you're doing and faith in God and faith in your work. The work that you put in is something that you have faith in, and you like, okay, I know this is what I do, and God will lead me through. As he is and always has been in control, he will guide us through. That doesn't fail, right? Talk to me a little bit before we wind up here, just to give our younger players. We talk a lot about wellness and have things we're trying to do with our new wellness company, Lion Energy Wellness. Talk to us a little bit about your wellness as far as your mental wellness and your physical. What do you do for, I know you work out, right? But some people think that just working out, you can't work out 3 hours in the gym and then go home and eat McDonald's, right? Or you can't go home and eat 12 bags of Cheetos. That's counterproductive, right? So talk to us a little bit from a wellness standpoint, from a young man, pro athlete wellness standpoint. What do you do? What's your routine? What do you believe in?
Yeah. Well, now that I'm 26 years old, my joints don't recover as fast, and so me and my lady go to the gym and we stretch.
Yeah.
As well. Stretching is important. You got to make sure you stretch.
Yeah.
I stretch a lot now. My muscles take a little longer, so one I would say recommend at least 30 minutes a day stretching.
Right.
At least 30.
Right.
But as far as what you put in your body, I mean, if you're eating McDonald's and Burger King and all that, maybe as a teenager you might get away with that. It's going to catch up. And if you want longevity in your career, you're going to have to give that up. And I do eggs, I do protein powder, but I do plant-based protein. I personally don't eat pork, and I don't eat red meat. I'm strictly lean. I do fish.
Right.
I do chicken every now and again as well. But mostly fish. It keeps me active. It makes me feel better as well when I'm digesting, when I'm on the court. In the mornings, I don't eat until after I work out.
Mm-hmm.
And so, those little drink lots of water. I use green juice. I use green juice powder as well. I have if they want to check out like what kind of product I use, they can go to Organifi.com. Organifi is where I get superfood green juice that helps with metabolism, and I'm real big on like health, and the aspect of what you put in your body as well, because you can move sluggish on the court, and it can affect your gameplay, and you can affect your performance overall. So.
Hey man, you hit it on the head, brother. It's very important. I don't care. The older you get, the more important it is, but it's very important. You have to, there's an old saying, back in our day that the more you're going to get out of your Ferrari what you put into it. So if you put cheap gas into it, you're going to get cheap performance out of it. So, just one of those things, man, where you got to, if you can do it early, the earlier the better. Earlier the better.
Right.
And it's one of those things where it's trial and error. On what works for Keith Jackson may not work for Schwarzen Precil, or vice versa. So you got to find out what works for you. Everyone's diet is different. Everyone's makeup is different. It's a process. It's a process, but it's a journey. It's a journey, but it's a fun journey because there is, and the good thing about it is we know that there's gold at the end of the rainbow. That we do know, and that's what we're working on, trying to get you guys to the end of the rainbow, trying to get you guys jobs, trying to get everyone on our live stream this weekend. Speaking of which, what are you looking forward to most from our event coming up on March 20th, the following weekend? What are you looking for most from the event? What are you looking for most?
The one thing I'm looking forward to most is competing at a high level.
Mm-hmm.
Competing at a high level. I'm excited to meet the TMBT brothers and to, really, of course, I'm competing against myself, but how far can I push myself, but also push them.
Right.
I'm always going to be a leader on and off the court. And if I'm going to be a vocal leader to them, if I see them, need help with something, that's just naturally what I do. But I also need that as well, to be pushed.
Right.
I love competing at a high level. Recently, I had to, compete against my high schoolers, the ones that I train, so I've been able to get to that caliber of talent that I want, I've been waiting to get to.
Mm-hmm.
But, this weekend, that's what I'm looking forward to most.
Good, man. Well, we're looking forward to, it's the following weekend, March 20th. I apologize, I misspoke. It's March 20th, the following weekend. And so we're looking forward to as well. I'm getting you guys, I'm in the gym with Coach Jones. who is Coach Bo Jones, who is our TMBT Richmond head coach, and he will be putting us through the paces and teaching you guys. I think for guys like yourself who will be down here for several days, they have a chance to understand how he sees basketball and why he was so successful at basketball. So I'm really looking forward to having you guys down and understanding who Coach Bo Jones is and why he was so successful at it, because he put a lot of work into it and still puts a lot of work into it. And we're blessed to have him. He's a VCU legend, Virginia Commonwealth University legend, professional, played professional basketball legend, and also a high school legend here in Richmond, Virginia. So we're blessed to have him as a part of our family and to be leading our Richmond group and our guys to where we want them to be, not only as basketball players, but also as men, which is more important, as men. Anyone that you want to give a shout out to, or anyone that you want to say hello to, give a shout out during your podcast, give some props to some workout buddies or someone in your family, anyone you want to give a shout out to?
Yeah, I mean, my lady always been, she's always been most recently pushing me, keeping me as focused as I need to be, holding me accountable to my workouts,
right,
to my eating. She's a chef, so shout out to Chef Tony B, because she keeps my diet well as well. So I definitely appreciate that. She's helped me definitely on what I put into my body as well. And my guys who are still, in their season right now, they're competing, they're watching me.
Right.
I'm a role model for them, and they're watching me. So
right.
as I'm journeying on my professional career,
right.
They want to see how far I can go. Making sure I don't quit, making sure I don't give up, doing what it is that I need to do.
Correct.
I know it's a lot better when you have other people looking up to you, looking forward to what you got, and that's just something I'm blessed to have that opportunity to do.
Good, man. Well, once again, as I always tell you, I am honored to have you as a part of our company, as a part of our TMBT family, and looking forward for great things from you, not only in basketball, but in life. And that's what's most important to me, to my young men. They have a chance to be successful, whatever it is. Basketball, coaching, author, it doesn't make me a difference. But sometimes, as I've learned, you can use basketball as your springboard to bridge other communities that you normally would not be able to get into or would not want to get into. Sometimes you can use basketball as your springboard. And it's kind of like me with media and basketball and wellness. It's just using basketball. They're all parts of basketball that I'm getting into that I lived. So the wellness part for me, the Lion Energy Wellness company that we started, is probably the most dearest thing to myself and to my family, to my wife and I, because it's how we live. It's a way of living. Having your own wellness consciousness is for each person, because there is a price to pay if you don't, clearly. So us as black men, I'm trying to teach my players, our clients, we have over 70 clients, I'm trying to teach my clients the importance of wellness, health, and longevity in playing pro basketball. So there's a method to our madness, and we are proud to have a young man like yourself that's willing to join our movement. It means a lot to us, man. And so we're looking forward to seeing you here on the 20th, and you getting better and just showing, like you said, hard work pays off. You can't deny it. It shows. It shows who's working hard. It shows who's not. So I'm excited, man, for all of us here at our TMBT family. We're looking forward to you coming in with that group here in Richmond on the 20th. And just maintain focus, man, until we can get you here. Keep on doing what you're doing. Maintain focus on your mental and your physical wellness. And God will take care of the rest. That I can promise you, brother.
Man.
Yes, sir.
Coach Dale, thank you for having me. And I'm going to stay ready So I gotta get ready. Let's get it.
Definitely, man. Well, good, man. Thanks a lot to Schwarzen Precil. Joining us today from New York, the state of New York. We'll be back tonight at 7 with another one of our TMBT pros. Keith Jackson will be live with us tonight for our IG series, doing our media blitz, getting ready for our TMBT live event here March 20th, Richmond, Virginia. We'll be signing off. Schwarzen Precil, thank you, my brother. Maintain focus. We'll be talking to you soon. Thanks, Thanks everyone for tuning in. We'll be talking to you tonight, 7 p.m.